In this WrestleTalk news, was the Royal Rumble winner injured during the match? AEW stars react to Cody Rhodes' Rumble win, and Seth Rollins shoots on CM Punk. Like, seriously, he really doesn't hold back. So subscribe and enable notifications to always on for daily wrestling news videos.
Support WrestleTalk!
So the Royal Rumble had a little something for everyone. It gave us a heart-wrenching main event, feel-good winners, and neon paint for those glow stick fans out there. Sticks in the air. But it also had a fair few mistimed spots and injuries for a show that otherwise was clipping along very competently. Like Sonya Deville getting a really nasty gash above her eye, Rhea Ripley ending up with a bloody nose during the Women's Rumble, and whatever in the hell that Uncle Howdy spot was from the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match. The Mountain Dew Pitch Black match. What world are we living in? Because at the conclusion of Bray Wyatt's brawl with LA Knight, the behatted meat puppet that he calls Uncle appeared atop a bit of staging to dive onto a downed Knight, though even from the angle that WWE filmed it from, it didn't exactly look like the two, connected. And now fan footage was revealed just how far off the mark the masked man was when he leapt down towards Knight, crashing through the platform a good few feet away from the target, and the fan footage quite rightly asked the question, what the f***? Because here's the thing, I'm all for safety in my wrestling. I'm all for it. Let's be as safe as we possibly can. But why do something that doesn't look convincing to like half the people in the audience in attendance? Our eyes don't have the magic of editing. You can't force us to see it from a different angle. Why do something that WWE stars legitimately took the piss out of Chris Jericho for in the Blood and Guts match? Very strange, and a weird end to an admittedly weird match. So for more on that, check out Oli's review of the Rumble. On to more positive points now, and Rhea Ripley winning the Women's Royal Rumble is absolutely the correct choice. Well done, WWE. And she will no doubt be riding high following her Iron Woman performance in the match, but it looks like the physical toll of the impressive victory may have come at an unfortunate cost. Because speaking following her victory at the Royal Rumble press conference, Rhea revealed that she actually fought through a dislocation to her knee during the match. Thankfully, however, the injury looks to not be too severe. According to Ripley, with credit to Fightful for the transcription, she said, "My knee did dislocate for a second and then it went back in. I'm feeling good now, and because of all my emotions, I'm just excited, so I'm blocking out everything else. If anything, I can smell blood in my nose, and that's definitely there. But my knee is good. 5 times the size, but my knee is good." Okay, phew. Don't scare us like that, Rhea. Sticking with Rhea, though, she also spoke of her opponent for Mania, not giving much away as to her decision on either Belair or Flair. But regardless, it is a relief that her injury scare isn't going to derail her path to Hollywood. Belair, Flair, scare. Moving from the Nightmare to the American Nightmare, I think somebody's going to have to give up one of their names here. Cody Rhodes' WWE redemption arc looks set to conclude in Hollywood after he entered at the number 30 spot and last eliminated the match's record-breaking Iron Man Gunther to book his world title showdown at Mania 39. And again, what a difference a year makes in this wacky world of wrestling. Because just over a year on from his final AEW match, Cody Rhodes has returned to his former home and looks set to solidify himself as one of WWE's biggest stars at the grandest stage of them all. However, despite Cody's journey across the battle lines of WWE and AEW, the reaction to his Rumble win seems to have transcended the two companies, with plenty of love and support from his former colleagues in AEW. Firstly, coming from Swerve Strickland, who lovingly wrote on his Twitter, "F the Rhodes." Well, I did say love and support, didn't I? I did. I'm sure he's being sarcastic. I'm sure he is. Tay Mello shared a photo of Cody at her and Sammy Guevara's wedding alongside a heart emoji, while Cody's final AEW opponent, Guevara himself, tweeted, "Hell yeah, congratulations," alongside pictures of matches the pair had during his time in the company. Rhodes' protege, Ricky Starks, referenced Cody's number 30 win, saying, "30 is a great number, let's effing go." And other current and former AEW talent such as Shawn Spears, Frankie Kazarian, and of course, Cody's own flesh and blood, Dustin Rhodes, who shared an emotionally charged tweet to his brother saying, "Bring it home, brother, hashtag Royal Rumble winner." Though Cody's Rumble win wasn't actually a massive surprise to fans. However, according to an interview with BT Sports' Ariel Helwani following his win, Cody revealed that he wasn't actually cleared to compete until the day of the Rumble win, something he called a wild situation when you've already been announced for the Rumble match. Speaking of Papa H, the man himself also faced the press following the Rumble's conclusion, giving a shout out to numerous stars' performance, such as Gunther, Logan Paul, and Ricochet, as well as the whole company itself, saying that WWE does spectacle better than anyone else on the planet. That all comes according to Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp. I mean, the spectacle thing is kind of hard to argue against, although Specsavers might have something to say about it. However, one thing that was expected to make both last night's Rumble as well as WrestleMania 39 in Hollywood even more of a spectacle was an appearance from perhaps the world's biggest movie star, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. A WWE return for Dwayne leading into Mania season was being touted what feels like years prior to last night's event, and while reports from the Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer clearly poured cold water on those return rumours, Johnson was still the joint second favourite to win the Rumble with the bookmakers. However, now that the dust had settled and there was not a single Rock in sight, I guess that's it then. Well, while many of us have guessed the answer, Triple H himself finally addressed the speculation at the Rumble presser, stating, "I just don't think it's in the cards." Then again, I don't know. We always have conversations with him because he loves it so much, and we'd love for him to be a part of it. This is his home. It's an open invitation. We don't lock the door. He has an open invitation to walk through it anytime he wants, but he's incredibly busy. I think that respect factors both ways. He wouldn't want to do it unless he could absolutely do it. There is no way he would show up here and half-arse it. Now, despite The Rock not being a part of it, the Rumble was undoubtedly a massive success, with Triple H confirming Fightful's report that it was the largest gate in Royal Rumble history, as well as doubling their sponsorship records for the event. That's probably all that Mountain Dew. What was that stuff that came out of the commentary? It's sort of like, here, spaffed out all this green. As mentioned earlier, perhaps the MVP of the Men's Royal Rumble was the Intercontinental Champion Gunther, who has surpassed everyone's already high expectations by breaking the all-time longest single Rumble appearance record previously held by Rey Mysterio since 2006. And yes, I hear you, Daniel Bryan, and no, your 74 minutes in the Greatest Royal Rumble, it doesn't count apparently, by WWE counting Braun Strowman's elimination record from that same match. Bottom line is, Gunther's amazing, and it was great to see him be so dominant. So clearly, if it wasn't already evidence enough, Triple H clearly likes the ring general. So after an impressive outing, what could be in store for Gunther at WrestleMania? Perhaps the last of a trilogy with a familiar foe. Well, speaking on WWE's The Bump ahead of last night's Rumble, Sheamus outlined exactly that for himself in Hollywood, making his intentions clear for another shot at becoming the first ever Ultimate WWE Grand Slam winner, which I think is it's winning everything there is to win, except all the women's ones. Sheamus said, "I've already gone toe-to-toe with Gunther twice. My vision board this year, my goal this year, is to take on Gunther one more time and end the trilogy at WrestleMania and become the first ever WWE Ultimate Grand Slam Champion." And while this isn't a definite indicator of WWE's plans for Gunther and Sheamus, it was mentioned on an official WWE show, so it's probably worth keeping an eye on. Last night's pair of Rumble matches saw a fair few surprise returns, as is customary for the event, as is tradition. Such names as Nia Jax, Edge and Asuka showing back up in WWE was really cool. However, there were more than a few that were speculated prior to the match, but didn't end up materializing in San Antonio. One of these names was Raw's Matt Riddle, who some had expected to show back up following confirmation that he was now out of rehab from Dave Meltzer, who wrote in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter that Riddle was not only out of rehab, but had also been training recently in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and obtaining his black belt from Daniel Gracie, which is something that Riddle confirmed via a post on his Twitter. Despite Riddle being absent from the Rumble, it appears that it is just a matter of time before he's back on WWE TV. So how about someone who's had a much lengthier absence from our televisions, none other than Big E, because of course Big E has been recovering from a broken neck that he suffered back in March 2022 and thankfully avoided surgery despite breaking his C1 vertebrae in 2 places. So while E has stated that his progress will be re-evaluated at the 1-year mark, it was reported by PW Insider that E was in fact in San Antonio ahead of the Rumble, fueling speculation of this shock return. This of course was not the case, however, along with E's New Day partner Kofi Kingston recently stating that E was doing great in his recovery, perhaps, and it's a slim chance, we can hold out some sort of hope for an impending return nearer to Mania 39. But guess who likely won't be making a WWE return anytime soon? CM Punk. Yeah, shocking news. And this is the thing, despite it often seeming like the unlikeliest of all outcomes in the ongoing CM Punk saga, you just never really know, do you? It's 2023 after all. Vince McMahon came back. Now, although a Punk WWE return would give us a good old pop, especially one Oliver Davis, who would probably weep openly, There are severe doubts about how such a thing would be received at WWE given his reputation, let alone if he just made a return to his actual current employers, AEW, which would likely also be poorly received by many people. He's not a well-liked man. To gain some insight into the WWE perspective on things, Wrestling Inc. senior editor Nick Hausman posed the question of a Punk WWE return to current star Seth Rollins at the WWE 2K23 hands-on event this weekend, to which Rollins channeled his inner Chris Jericho by calling Phil Brooks a cancer, while pleading with him to stay away from me forever. And he did have some kind words to say about Punk's AEW pals FTR, in which he said he would welcome them back. He elaborated further that he is definitely not a fan of Punk. He said, "I don't like Phil, he's a jerk." Oh, did we just figure that out? We figured it out over there in AEW, we knew it over here. I don't want him back, go do something else. I mean, tell us how you really feel, Seth, why don't you? It feels like wherever Punk is gonna go, he's gonna rock the boat, isn't he? Go watch Oli's review of the Rumble though, that'll be fun for you. Go do that, I'm gonna go lie down. Bye.
Coming up in this review, Bray Wyatt uses a UV light in Vince McMahon's office. Women's roster overjoyed famously safe worker Nia Jax makes WWE return. And Bloodline's story makes grown men stoically approve. Sammy! Sammy! The road to WrestleMania goes Hollywood has begun.